Hello everyone, so I know I only posted my introduction for this project about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I did post it rather late in January, so I wanted to try and kind of squish the first update and the introduction together so that there wouldn't be so much delay in updates throughout the rest of the year. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's okay. But today I just want to jump into my first update for my project pan Roulette for 2017. I'm going to show you the products that I have made progress on, the products I finished, and the products I will be adding to this project. If you want a little bit more information about this project more generally, I will link my introduction so you can have a bit of a look. So let's just jump straight in. My first product is a matte product, and for that I chose the Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Perfect Topping. I explained in my introduction that instead of trying to hit pan through the middle where it's at its highest dome, I'm going to try and hit it on the side here and then work my way into the dome, I guess. So I was using this section here and I didn't see progress for a really long time and I was like, this is going to be impossible. But now I've kind of worn away most of these little raised bits and you can see that this bit is quite a bit flatter than anywhere else on the dome. So it will take a little bit of time to see pan here, but I'm going to keep working on it. Next, for a product in my favorite color, I have the NARS blush in the shade Luster. I have been wearing this almost every single day. It is a really nice peachy warm gold color on my skin, and you can definitely tell there has been some more use on it, but honestly nowhere near even having a dip. So don't really know how this will go. I'm just trying to hit pan in it, but it's definitely going to take a really long time. For a base product, I have the Dr. Jart Radiance BB Beauty Balm. This is a little mini size. I'm wearing it every single day and I think it'll just run out when it runs out. I can't really tell in the container how much is left, and I also keep it stored on its side, so it's not a super accurate measurement anyway, but I'm just going to keep going with this one. It should be done in the next month, I think. For the product I regret purchasing, I have this mini of the Ilia Tinted Lip Conditioner in the shade Lady Blossom. It looks like this. I actually forgot that this was in this project. I don't really know how I managed to forget so quickly, but I have been using it a little bit. It's just that it hasn't gone down at all. The product from a brand I have the least of, I have the Nude Sticks Eyebrow Stylus Pencil and Gel. I've been using this every single day and I'll just wind it up for you. You can tell that I have used some of it, but there's still plenty to go. For some reason I didn't think to measure this when I started the introduction, but either way, this is how much I have left, and then I'm just using the brow gel on the other side as well pretty much every day. So again, something that'll get finished when it gets finished. For a repurchase product, I have the L'Oreal Super Liner in Perfect Slim, another product I've been using almost every day, and another product that I'll just finish when I finish it. I have been using it for quite a few months already, so we'll just see how it goes. For a blush, I chose the Bourjois blush in the shade Love Struck Rose. I haven't been using this that much because I've been using NARS Luster a lot, but for some reason I've decided I'm going to try and finish it because there's only 2.5 grams. It's the blush I'm wearing on my cheeks today, and I think as the weather cools down I'll definitely get more and more use out of this, but I don't expect to have very much progress to show you every update because I am using a brand new blush to completion. For an expensive product, I have the YSL Touche Eclat Neutralizer in the shade Violet. There's heaps of product in this little thing. It says 2.5 mils, but I swear there's way more in this. I've been packing it on as an all-over kind of brightener, so on my cheekbones, down my nose, my forehead, and my chin, and I'm just trying to see how it goes. It doesn't work all that well on my tanned complexion at the moment, but when I get even paler in the winter, I think this will be really nice. And for an unfinished project pan product, I have the Tarte Amazonian Butter lipstick in the shade Watermelon. This is what it looks like now. I have been using this kind of as an everyday lipstick, and this is the progress that I've made. So a tiny little difference there. I definitely want to try and get even more use out of this product because there is so little left, and I would just really love to finish it up, especially before summer ends, because I don't think this will be as easy to wear in the fall. And then lastly, I have the product that I finished. This was a product that was hyped on YouTube. For that, I chose the Marc Jacobs Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. I finished this up this morning, and there's a little bit of product left in it, but it doesn't really pump out as easily, so I'm calling it done. I really like this primer, and I probably would buy it again, but it is the first product I've finished in my Project Pan Roulette. So that means that I get to pick one more product out of my little basket of categories. Then I will go pick that product from my collection, and then I will come back and show it to you. I'm really glad I did manage to finish a product before I filmed this update, because there's really nothing worse than a roulette update where you don't get to pick another product. So for my replacement product, I've got a product you've owned for more than a year. That's going to be pretty easy. I've owned a lot of my stuff for more than a year, so I'll go and pick it and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I found that a little bit more difficult than expected, and I think the reason I tend to find picking out products like this a bit harder than I would initially expect is because I forget that so much of my collection is so underused. And I know I mentioned this in like nearly every single update, but a lot of my products don't have pan and they're not halfway used up. So to pick them to put into a project means that I'm going to be using them for a really long time. And particularly in a roulette, that's just not very fun to watch. Like, I want to have updates where I pick new products every time, so I need to hit the right balance between a product that I'm not going to finish in 3 days and a product that's not going to take 6 months. So I think I've done it, and we'll see what you guys think about it. So for a product that I've owned for more than a year, I decided to go with a classic. This is the Roulette Pro palette. I feel like no one ever really talks about this palette anymore, except to mention how no one ever talks about this palette anymore. It was really popular in 2015, I think, when Amber F panned her Roulette Pro along with a lot of other people. That year I actually did pull out this palette, and I used it pretty steadily for about 6 months. Because I didn't want to pan it, but I wanted to see how I would go in comparison to the people who were panning this palette. It's just a little experiment I did by myself. But basically, this is what my palette looks like at the moment. I've completely finished up cream. I had pan in nude, but then I dropped it and it shattered. I have pan in champagne as well as in light bronze. I've got really good dips in most of these shades, except of course the darker ones, like most other people. Basically, what I want to do is hit pan in the shade Pewter. I want to hit sizable pans, so something like what I've got going in light bronze at the moment, and I just want to see how long that's going to take. The reason I picked this palette is because the pans are very shallow. There's very little product in this palette, and also because I know these shadows are very smooth, very crumbly, and really easy to use up. So I'm going to see if I can hit pan in Pewter. I also picked this shade because I think it will work really well with the shadows I'm using in my Pan That Palette challenge. I'll link that as well if you want to go and have a look at the introduction. But I'm picking out basically lots of different shadows I want to hit pan on in this year, and I also repeat myself in that introduction about how very little of my eyeshadows have a lot of use on them, so I'm sorry you're going to hear that lecture twice. But basically, I think the shadow will look really nice with the ones that I've already chosen, and it doesn't really compete with the rolls that my other eyeshadows that I've chosen do. So that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna try and hit pan in Pewter. So there you go. That is my first update for my Project Pan Roulette for 2017. Please let me know if you're doing a Project Pan Roulette. I find these projects so interesting because it's a real mismatch of what you get to choose. It's a real challenge, and I just really love seeing people use products they wouldn't otherwise have picked. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.